Hey guys, my name is Ryan and welcome to Overwatch Central and another pre-beta hero analysis video. Today we are covering a 61-year-old freight train Reinhardt and how to make the most of it once the beta comes out. Joining me again is Miska. Definitely notable that these are the same teams as the Bastion video that we covered, just on more appropriate sides. Reinhardt's defending team really don't struggle to deal with the red team at the beginning, and Reinhardt is very patient with the use of his abilities. How important is it to bide your time as a tanking hero like that?
Well, you need to be there to soak up damage, and since you actually gain ultimate charge from it as well, there's no reason not to. And you really need to try to not be eager and just throw yourself in. So the player's performance in this game overall is pretty solid, especially right at the start. So he hangs back and he waits for his ultimate to charge up, and after a while he charges in. So here you can see that Zarya tries to push through, but Reinhardt ults and takes Zarya and Zenyatta out. Then Firestrike eliminates Tracer and Reaper, who are still on the ground from the Reinhardt ultimate. Then Reinhardt charges at Mercy and pins her against the wall, making it 5 heroes total that have been eliminated by just Reinhardt in this very one-sided fight, which also is my favorite play of the game out of all the gameplay preview ones.
It was a good use of his ultimate and well timed. We see an example of a poorly timed ultimate just under 5 minutes into the game. It looks like Reinhardt loses concentration, uses his ultimate on nobody really. He tries to flank around the corner and nobody's there, and then tries to take out Pharah in the air. I guess this is a perfect example of just not running in blindly without any team support.
Yeah, the player seems to have almost gotten a bit cocky here after that 5-man multi-kill. So he spots Mercy and Pharah a bit further ahead and just tries to do something about them. So he just runs in but ends up wasting his ultimate instead. And after he comes out, he doesn't really know where they've gone. But hey, surprise surprise, both Pharah and Mercy can fly, so they've just taken off, and Reinhardt is left with nothing. And around this time, Zarya is firing shots at Reinhardt from a window, which manages to distract some of Reinhardt's team. The defending team has struggled to find a choke point to defend like earlier on, and just try to hold the open area. And this quickly turns into a bit of a mess for the defending team as the attackers just push forward, and Reinhardt attempts to contest the control point but is quickly taken out by Pharah.
In the nick of time, the red team managed to pick up the payload to get it moving. Reinhardt slowly makes his way back into the fight, sets up camp with his shield and a bit of armour. But Zarya on the opposite team makes a real mistake by using her ultimate.
Yeah.
And ends up pulling him into the fight.
Yeah, it's a pretty big mistake, and it's a very important fight. This is
the crunch time. It's going to be the move that if the attacking team pull it off, then
exactly,
they're looking that they could win.
Yeah, because the payload has been pushed forward like a pretty fair bit here. It's getting towards the end of these really tight choke points on this part of King's Row. So Reinhardt receives some armor from Torbjorn right before this fight, and he turns around, whips up the shield to tank some damage from the attacking team. And Reinhardt sort of finds himself in a bit of a tricky spot here, because he doesn't really have much to do, and the Zarya ultimate just seems to make things even more complicated, but he actually ends up on top here, and he's able to activate his ultimate and pulls off an amazing charge. He eliminates Tracer, Pharah and Zarya here, which is very, very well done by him. This helps Reinhardt's team get into a good position to defend the payload as well. So yeah, this moment is very game-changing for sure. If that fight would have gone the other way, it could have won the attacking team the game.
Yeah, and it was a poor choice of using the ultimate because you want to keep Reinhardt away from your team. Zarya literally pulled him into the fray and gave themselves no real options to escape.
Exactly.
We've struggled to see any defending teams do well in the gameplay videos that we've done so far. I mean, this is a great example of how to set up and stand your ground with that composition as well.
Yeah, it's not really perfect, but the first couple minutes of defending are absolutely flawless. Very well done by Reinhardt's entire team, and he's just up there in the front tanking all the damage as he's supposed to. The supports are doing a really good work as well with healing and making sure that everyone's in a good position. And I must say that I watched this gameplay preview a while back, but rewatching it in preparation for this video has made me really excited to play Reinhardt.
And the attacking team really do buckle up in a lot of situations, especially when taking the point and the payload. What can Reinhardt do to make sure that he's not overwhelmed as he was? Because he really struggled against heroes like Pharah and Reaper.
Something I would have loved to see is the use of charge in the sense that you're escaping. So using the charge to escape rather than initiate fights. That would have been really cool. Other than that, I must say that it's kind of his weakness. When someone like Tracer or other heroes that can, just sort of like run at you and deal a lot of damage quickly, when they come about, he really needs to watch out, because that is where his weakness is. And if he manages to ult them, they're pretty much dead straight away, because a lot of these like fast heroes, they don't have nearly as much HP as like Reinhardt does. So if you manage to ult them, knock them down on the ground, and get a fire strike off, that's really strong. But chances are that your ultimate isn't up, so you can't always rely on that. So I would love to see him to charge out, but like I said, this is kind of Reinhardt's weakness.
So we see instances of this with players like Reaper just getting in behind Reinhardt's shield and killing him. That's the biggest thing to watch out for, isn't it, is Reinhardt? Those heroes that will just charge at you head first.
Yeah, if people are able to flank you or just run at you and come behind the shield, then there's really not much you can do except hoping for like a fantastic charge. Just pure luck will save you in those moments, but I guess your ultimate could as well, like I said. But yeah, being overwhelmed is his weakness.
And as far as tanks go, he's almost the polar opposite to somebody like Winston, who gets in the faces of the enemy team and disrupts them as much as they can. Reinhardt's almost on the back leg a lot of the fight, just sitting back, letting his shield soak up a lot of the damage. I guess that's the way to play him, instead of being as offensive as somebody like a Winston.
Yeah, and that's something that's going to be interesting to see how people play various heroes. Because I think, like we've seen with the Widowmaker, for example, you can play both defensively and aggressively. And with Reinhardt, I think the way to go is just playing defensively and being patient and know when to jump in and, throw down a good Earth Shatter. But you should always be ready and be there to soak up damage, because your ultimate is charged up via that, so you don't really need to be in the fight. You can just tank the damage, get the ult charged up, and then throw yourself in at the right time.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to playing him. Thank you very much for watching Overwatch Central. Be sure to subscribe for future Overwatch content, and let us know if you have any questions about Reinhardt, or which heroes would you like to see in our next videos. Until then, take care, and we will see you next time.